Well, here's the damage you see I have on the drive sprockets. And I think what happened is the pitch behaves differently. When these were bolts pivoting on a hinge, the way that the pitch would be consistent as it went around the sprocket. But now they're on a belt that's down here at the edge closest to the sprocket. So it actually, the track links spread out as they go around the sprocket. So it means the teeth on my old sprocket are too close together for the belt when I converted it to a belt track. So this was 12 teeth. I calculated it. I need to go to an 11 tooth sprocket with almost the identical diameter to get the right pitch to match the new track. And so while I did this, I thought I'd show you how I'm going to break track on this. I've got one master link here I can identify by it's got 4 bolts holding it together. And so I got the master link to where I want it, and then I put a strap on each side to take the tension off of that master link, and then I'll take those 4 bolts out. So there are the 4 bolts removed, and then I was able to just slide that link out from between the strap. Then I'll loosen the straps and I can unwrap the track from the sprocket so I can change out that sprocket. Okay, here's my new sprockets all cut out, and I put a bevel on the inside edge. Kind of see it there. And here's how they look like compared to the old sprockets. If I line up this first tooth, you can see this is how much I increased the pitch by going from a 12 tooth to an 11 tooth sprocket. So I think what was happening is the pitch was too close together for the track. So this would come and hit the flat part of the track like that and crush that top of that tooth instead of finding the gap in between. So hopefully the 11 tooth sprocket will solve that. And I also made the teeth a little bit more shorter and rounded, because when the track sits in here, all the stress is where the tooth meets the the round part of the gear there. So it's all the way down at the bottom of the tooth. The extra length on that tooth is just to find the gap in between the track links. So hopefully with them being shorter and more rounded, they'll help guide into the gap in between the links better. Okay, so I got the new sprockets on and painted, ready to put the track back on. So now I need to put some more tension on the tracks. You can see this droop between each support roller across the top or turn roller. So here's how I adjust that. It's kind of similar to how it's on the real Sherman. There's a bolt here, and this plate, I have a number of holes drilled, so I can just remove that bolt and then put a pipe wrench here and rotate this. And because this is on an eccentric, as I push the pipe wrench down, it's going to pull the idler wheel back, and then I'll just drop that bolt into the nearest hole and bolt it on, and that's how I adjust the track tension. So I got that bolt out. So you'll see as I pull down on this wrench, I can tighten it up, take that slack out of the track, nice and tight. Just put a bolt in there and hold it. So now you can see all the adjustment holes I've got, and I'm almost all the way back. So if I need to go any tighter than that, I'll have to take a link out of the tracks and then move it all the way forward and go from there. I originally had a 12 tooth sprocket. I made an 11 tooth sprocket, and then the pitch was the gears were too far apart. So then I reduced the diameter. I just trimmed this down by 1/4 of an inch all the way around, reducing the radius by 1/4 of an inch. And then the pitch seems good. It still binds up a little bit, so I'm going to do a little bit more work on the shape of the teeth. But I think we'll be good after that. And then because the sprocket diameter is slightly smaller, I wasn't able to get, I was at the limit of my increasing the tension on the track. So I took one link out of the track. So that's just a matter of unbolting one link, cutting the belt off, and drilling new holes for my master link. So that's done. Next I'll, like I said, reshape, rework the teeth a little bit, put it back together, take it for another test drive. Okay, the front transmission cover is ready to go on. I had to modify it quite a bit from the original. If you remember, this was a bicycle powered tank originally, so this contained all of the mechanisms to make that work. So this vertical panel here and here, there was 5 of those. So I took 3 of them out, and then I had to cut the middle area out to make clearance for the new axles. Make a few other modifications, but basically I took what I had and just adapted it to fit the new setup, and then made a long slot. There was just a center here where it supported the bearing before for the main drive shaft, but I slotted that out so I could just hopefully slide it right on and bolt it in place. Okay, so that fit right on. There's a little bit of a gap still along the top, so what I did last time, if I remember right, is I put a ratchet strap around the front and hooked it underneath to hold it up tight while I drive in all the screws. So I'll do that next. Okay, here you can see the engine doors are painted, looking pretty good, and the fuel splash shields are on. And inside we've got now covers over the transmissions. So the inside is ready for paint. I still haven't put a footrest. I'm contemplating what I'm going to do there. The only moving part you can really touch on is this axle shaft spins, so I wouldn't want somebody's shoelace to get caught on there, but I'm not sure what I'm going to do yet on the footrest. Other than that, though, it's ready for paint. And now everything's enclosed, so it's more safe. Still got to paint the firewall and floor and those 2 covers, and you can see also that's hinged, so I can get in here and adjust all of the various linkages and stuff in there if I need to. And then I got a latch I'll put on here to latch it tight so it doesn't rattle and stuff when the tank's running. But there's the interior coming along, and got the front cover on as well, all bolted up. So we're getting close. 4th of July is 1 week from today, so I think we're gonna make it. All right, thanks for watching and stay tuned.